were born in 1997 and became best friends when they were 6. Grew up together and started a band and bonded over music ever since. 20 years later, they are all grown up and spend their free time analyzing lyrics. Now here they are talking all about their Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift. Taylor, if you're listening, we love you.
Hey.
Hi.
Welcome to Swiftlore Podcast, where we dive into the lyrics and lore of our Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift.
Absolutely, that's why we are here.
And you are listening to this post-Tortured Poets Department.
You are, but we are recording this pre-Tortured Poets Department.
Yes, it comes out in a few hours, and this is what we're doing to distract ourselves from, our insane amounts of excitement.
All of that is to say that if, for whatever reason, something new happens between April 19th, what day is it? April 18th?
April 18th.
And May 5th.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually.
We'll talk about it on the May 6th episode, probably. Or even last week's episode. We talked more Tortured Poets than we did this week. So
true.
If you didn't listen to last week's, go back.
Also,
why would you skip that one?
Seriously, why? We know what you're here for. I'm Abby, by the way.
Oh, and I'm Kat.
That's our names. And I think this is the first time I'm actually sitting like a normal person. So
we're just sitting like a couple of dudes being bros.
I don't know which one the applause is, but thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, it's really hard to sit not in a gay way. But here we are.
Here we are.
I persevere.
And this week we are covering some songs about cheating in honor of April 29th.
Yep.
So I'm doing Illicit Affairs.
And I'm doing High Infidelity.
We're going to make a lot of jokes about cheating, so if you are sensitive about that, maybe sit this one out, come back later when you've healed a little.
Yes. You know how sometimes you cope with trauma by making jokes? That's us this episode.
That's us. We've both been cheated on, so, we've been there.
We've been there, so that's what we're doing.
As we've said in the past, it's either trauma or it's a bit. And if it's trauma, you can make it a bit, and that's what we're doing.
I have to fix this because I want to sit up straight. Once again with the straight. I don't know what's going on with me.
You're reverting.
No one show me a man. Okay.
Don't look at... Oh, I also Facebook Marketplace found an All Too Well poster. It's not in our background because I didn't realize it was fucking ginormous.
It's so big.
It's so giant that it won't fit behind us without having to move a lot of stuff out of the way. So maybe it'll be on the set eventually. But not yet.
But Sadie looking amazing as always.
And Dylan's there. He's great for what he is, a man.
I know I'm sitting straight, but I'm looking at Sadie,
Yeah, we can just dive in.
Let's do it.
So I'm going first with Illicit Affairs. I have to say it fun for the flourish, but obviously not a flourishy song.
It's certainly not.
So, Illicit Affairs is track 10 on Folklore. It is the shortest song on the album, and it was written by Jack Antonoff and Taylor Swift, and produced by them, as well as Joe Alwyn, R.I.P., I assume.
We'll find out.
It peaked at number 44 on the Billboard Hot 100, and critics loved this song pretty much unanimously. Everything on the Wikipedia page was just everybody loved this song because it's really good. People were saying it's more mature. Has Chris Willman from Variety compared it to Getaway Car and said there was less catharsis, but just as much pungent wisdom.
Pungent?
Huh. Stinky wisdom. I've been dictionarying it after Taylor Nation told us to get our dictionary.
This is the perfect place, Kat's apartment, to listen to Tortured Poets Department because we've got all the words here.
We've got, my Hamlet poster is right there, and I think it says words on it because that's from Hamlet.
And also Bo Burnham.
And also Bo Burnham.
Burbonum.
I wish I could talk. Oh, and then I also, when I was looking for a hint song for this episode,
yes,
or for this song, I was on Spotify looking up playlists about cheating, as you do, and I found this playlist that's called Songs That Support Cheating with the emoji with smiling with little hearts all around it. And then the cover image is just a black screen with text on it that says, I need to get a boyfriend again. I miss cheating so much. I'm like, wow, I can't believe my ex made this playlist.
Oh gosh. Oh, that's too good. Whoever made that playlist, you're an icon. I mean, like,
Jack and one other. Wait, 2 people made this?
it takes 2 to tango.
They're like, one of us needs to start dating someone so we can cheat on them again.
Did you say Jack? It's literally Jack and Taylor.
Yes, Jack, Antonoff, and Taylor Swift actually made this playlist.
They did. Don't cheat. Don't do it. This is all a joke. It's a bit.
Listen to Carrie Underwood before you cheat.
Exactly.
In terms of my personal connections, I have been cheated on. I mean, that's not like the song implies that the other person, not the narrator, is cheating on someone, and perhaps the narrator, but I don't think so. We'll get into that. But the other day, my friend sent me a TikTok, and it made me remember the story of when I was dating my ex. That I had a dream that Harry Styles came up to me and was like, "Hey, let's have sex." And I was like, I'm dating someone, because in the dream I was for some reason attracted to men. And I was like, sorry, I'm in love. And then I woke up next to my partner that I loved so much, and I go, I had this dream that I turned down Harry Styles for you. And they were literally mad at me, like genuinely mad at me for the entire day because I didn't cheat on them in my dream. Which, like, what do you mean you're mad at me for not fucking Harry Styles? I'm a lesbian.
I want that on a t-shirt.
That's the new merch idea just dropped. And then on a less fun, silly note, I once was like seeing this girl who wasn't like out to her family. Like, she was out to like friends and stuff. And she lived like kind of close to where we went to college. And she was like, oh, like my family's having like a game night, you should come. And I was like, oh, that's so fun. Is this like are you gonna like soft launch coming out? They didn't say soft launch, this was a while back, but she was like, no, I just want you to pretend like you're just my friend. And I was like, oh, I'm busy actually. I was like, that's such a, I'm not gonna get into it, but don't ask that of people if you are queer and closeted and dating someone who's not closeted. Don't try to stuff them back in. I mean, or do. There's nuance to every situation. The nuance was bad.
Right.
So it's not make it about me anymore.
I overshare so much less in my notes.
That's my only oversharing.
Okay,
I don't overshare at all
doesn't
during
matter.
the song.
It's literally your podcast.
And yours.
It's ours. This podcast's ours.
New theme song just dropped. There's no issues with copyright at all.
It's just it's just like 4 seconds long too.
So illicit affairs overall is just like the reality of what it's like to be part of an affair, that it's not sexy or like fun in the long term, because eventually it starts just hurting your soul. And it's also like the grown-up version of August to me. Mm-hmm. Like, August is how it feels to be in like a secret relationship when you're a teenager, and it's like the secrets aren't that deep. And then illicit affairs is what happens when you're an adult and you try to have a secret relationship, because there's a lot more on the line when you have a full life and not, a girl that you're interested in but like not official with.
Yeah, this song is bleak.
This song is very bleak. So let's just dive right in. Make sure nobody sees you leave.
Oof.
Just we've talked pretty much every episode about how she sets the scene with the first lines in her songs. And so immediately we know that this is a secret relationship, which obviously, like, from the title you kind of know already, but it's like nobody knows. No one knows. It's not like a lot of her songs are about hiding her relationships from the public eye. This is about hiding it from everybody, not just the public, but nobody can see you leave. Hood over your head, keep your eyes down. Like, you got your hood on, your eyes are looking down, like you're trying to kind of shrink so that you're not noticeable. And then also, if somebody does see you, they can't really identify you. They didn't really see your face because you're looking down. You have a hood over your face.
Yeah, like this is, Taylor doesn't like this word, but it's very calculated. It's like, this is what you have to do to get away with it.
Yeah, which that's my next note, is that the you in the song is the narrator talking to herself, saying like, here's what you have to do. You make sure nobody sees you leave, hood over your head, keep your eyes down.
Just like the
Like, this is like her internal monologue as she's going to this hookup. This clandestine.
It's the saddest to-do list.
Yeah, this is the saddest to-do list. Tell your friends you're out for a run. So again, this is like, it's so secret that not even her friends are allowed to know about this relationship. You'll be flushed when you return. Spicy. But also, like, the idea of you have this, like, secret chance to meet up and you're just having sex. Like, there's so many forms of intimacy. Obviously, sex is one of them. But, like, when are they talking about their feelings? If it's this secret, are they even texting about it? Are they even talking on the phone? Or is it just, like, we meet up, we have sex, we plan the next time to have sex, we go home.
And you
tell
cover
your friends
it all
that
up.
you were on a run.
Yeah. This, you probably made this connection, so I apologize if this is taking your note. But, like, you kept me like a secret, but I kept you like an oath.
I totally forgot it. So you know what? You got it.
Yay, gold star.
I really should be thinking about All Too Well, because every time I look at you, I'm looking at Sadie Sink and Dylan O'Brien.
And they're looking at each other.
You were looking at me. Okay. Take the road less traveled by. So again, she's just trying so hard not to get noticed. Tell yourself you can always stop. This is the first line in the song where she kind of compares this to an addiction. She'll say, you know, a drug later on, but like, that's what people say when they're in active addiction is like, I can stop anytime I want. I'm not addicted because I can stop.
Do you think Take the Road Less Traveled By has anything to do with like the expression either?
I wonder, because it is, yeah, probably, because we know there's a lot of literary references, obviously, from last week's episode, or 2 weeks ago, for you guys. Yeah, I think it could be like Robert Frost, like, you're taking the road less traveled by, they're taking the option that a lot of people don't choose, and the rest of the song is just saying why maybe people don't choose it.
Yeah.
What started in beautiful rooms ends with meetings in parking lots.
Ow. I just felt that one. I felt that one.
Meet me behind the mall. Even Spears upset.
But it's also like, Spears very upset. Like, honestly, me too, Spear. Because, like, the reason why this started, it started off so appealing. It started off magical and enticing, and how it's just turned into, like, this dark...
I compared it to I Can See You, because I think this kind of has the same storytelling as I Can See You, but I Can See You is the beginning of the relationship. I just see Spears' tail poking out. Great.
Spear, baby.
What are you doing, buddy? Okay. But like in I Can See You, it's this like thrilling, secretive, magical, like exciting thing. And then this is what happens after like a couple months of I Can See You type relationship. Like, it starts as this like, oh, we're sending each other like these secretive glances and we're like meeting up and it's so cool and like I can be your secret mission. And then in reality, it's like hooking up in a car in a parking lot because that's the place that you're least likely to get caught.
Yeah.
Which I've never done that, but I don't think that would be fun. Let's ask Chapel Roan.
It's not fun in her song either.
Knee deep in the passenger seat. My favorite thing on TikTok is people trying to figure out how it works. And it's like, you don't... She literally said it didn't actually happen, that it's just the imagery was hitting, which, like, true. On to the chorus. And that's the thing about illicit affairs and clandestine meetings and longing stares. So, like, the first verse talks about the lengths that she's going to keep things secret. But then the chorus and that kind of last line that, like, ends with meetings in parking lots. And that's the thing. Like, it's one sentence, even though it's, like, verse to chorus transition. She's saying, like, you're doing all of these things, and, like, for what? Like, you're doing it for the clandestine meetings and the longing stares, but, like, and it's born from just one single glance at a party. Like, it's born from the spark of connection, but it dies and it dies and it dies a million little times. So, like, there's an initial spark of connection, but then they never actually nurture it because they just have these clandestine meetings, these longing stares, which isn't enough to build a real actual relationship off of. So like the secrecy starts out being like sexy and fun, but then once the thrill is gone, it's just death by 1,000 cuts.
It also makes me think about, I don't know if this is anything, we'll find out. So 2 things. She says million. She says million, 15 years, 15 million tears, begging till my knees bled, and it's time to go. So there's just a million connection there. That song's also about like
knowing when it's time to end things.
Right. But also there's that expression 1 in a million, right? But she says it dies and it dies a million little times. So she has these like spark occurrences that feel like 1 in a million, but it's happened so many times now that it's not, it doesn't have the same spark.
Interesting. I like that.
I don't know.
I also made the connection because like I talk about how like that's the relationship is just sex, and like in French orgasm is, I'm not going to try to say it in French, but it translates to the little death. So it's like there's one glance and they hook up a bunch of times, but it's just they're dying. It's not sustaining anything.
Wow, I never thought about it that way, but yeah.
I don't know if Taylor thought about it that way, but I did. And fuck that person on Instagram who commented and said it's not that deep on one of our videos, because I fucking said it is.
It is that deep.
Just because you should come with a do not dive sign on your forehead because you're so shallow doesn't mean it's not that deep. Credit to my dad for that joke. Verse 2. Leave the perfume on the shelf that you picked out just for him. So this is like the moment that it kind of clicks that the you that she's talking to is herself and not you, a different person. Like she's not talking to her partner. She's not the one putting all of these constraints onto herself. She's somebody else's, him, he, derogatory is doing it.
Right.
And also like the perfume, I have many questions about like what the connotation of the perfume is, because this is my line of thought is either like he got her the same perfume that his wife or girlfriend wears so that if he smells like it, then it's not going to be suspicious, or it's something that's like light or cheap so the scent goes by really fast so he won't smell like it when she leaves, or is she wearing this perfume only when she sees him so that if somebody smells it on him, they won't connect it to her? Or is she doing the like scent memory trick to do like anytime he smells it, he's going to think of her? This should have been my discussion question, but
because each of those interpretations, every single one you said, I was like, ooh,
right?
Ooh.
Because when I first listened to it, I thought of it as he got her the same perfume that his like actual partner wears.
See, I was thinking it was the fourth one where she's just trying to make some sort of impression on him. So she's wearing something that she knows he likes.
We'll make that the poll of which interpretation do you think it is. So if you're listening on Spotify, go answer the poll. Unless it's closed, and then sucks. But yeah, so I just think that line is interesting. And then, so you leave no trace behind. So that's like what makes me think that the perfume is something that is just unnoticeable in his daily life in whatever way.
Yeah, that's interesting because the previous lyric is literally wear something that like reminds him of you, but also leave no trace.
You picked it out just for him, so you leave no trace behind.
Oh, so she only wears it for him.
Yeah. But also, just because she picked it out for him doesn't mean she only wears it with him. It could be something that she picked it out because he said he preferred it and now she started wearing it. But like, scents are interesting.
Very.
So you leave no trace behind, like you don't even exist. And like that's the reality of when you have to hide your relationship. Like that's the pain of it, is realizing that when things end, who are you going to tell about it? Like none of your friends knew about it. Nobody else in your life besides this one person knows anything about this relationship. So if you both take the secret to the grave, then it never happened. We'll get into that more in the bridge. Take the words for what they are. So like she's starting to kind of see through this relationship and see that like any promises that he's making, anything he's saying, they're not true. Like you got to take the words for what they are. Like they're a heat of the moment thing that you're saying to each other. And again, take the words for what they are. A dwindling mercurial high. Again, with the addiction comparison, the first time that you do drugs or drink, like that high or drunkenness, whatever, is going to be different from any time afterwards because it's like new and it's just different and your brain registers it in a different way.
Yeah.
So that's what happens with addiction. That's why like people overdose a lot of times, is because the first time that they do it, it's this like insane great high, and then they go to do it again and it doesn't hit the same, so they just start doing more.
A million little times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also mercurial is just like such a interesting word for her to use. So I looked up the definition because I didn't actually, like, I knew the vibe. The vibe of the word is there. But the actual definition is someone whose mood or behavior is changeable and unpredictable, or someone who's clever, lively, and quick. So it's like a mercurial high, so it changes a lot, but it's also lively. So it's like a really great high, but you don't know what to expect.
Interesting.
Counting my footsteps, praying the floor won't fall through again. A drug that only worked the first few hundred times. I kind of just went into that. But like also the idea of her tolerance is building to this thing. So like it's dying a million times, but the drug only worked the first few hundred.
Yeah.
So like she kept trying to make this work even after it stopped feeling good.
And she's over it at this point.
Yeah. So that's the thing about illicit affairs and clandestine meetings. And in this chorus, it's and stolen stares instead of longing stares. So now they're trying to reignite that initial spark by like stealing these moments and trying to like bring the thrill back. But now they're just stolen stares. They aren't longing anymore. The spark is gone. The chemistry is gone. Like they're just doing this to try to get back to how it was at the beginning. And then they show their truth one single time. So again, going back to taking the words for what they are, like she knows that all the promises and all the stuff he's saying aren't true. And then they lie and lie and lie a million little times. And now the bridge.
Okay.
Which I can't remember if I said this at the top, but in the Eras tour, just the bridge and outro of this song are performed directly after August for just full whiplash, throat punch, realness. So in the bridge, she goes from distancing herself and talking to herself as like you and all these instructions, to actually talking to her partner, her affair partner, which I think is why the tone shifts from this kind of like even keeled, not boring, but like very level-headed to just suddenly being like so angry, is because she's just been bottling up all of her emotions and like just over simplifying things. Be like, okay, this is just what you do. This is how we're doing this. Like, wear your hood, take the road not traveled by, put on the perfume you got just for him. And now she's just like, but you know what I want to say? Like, that I'm not saying? You want to say. You want to scream. And you can't scream because you can't make a scene because nobody knows about this and it has to keep a secret. Don't call me kid. Don't call me baby.
Mm-hmm.
So the don't call me kid is kind of implying that he's older. Tolerate it. You're so much older and wiser. And I
wait by the door like I'm just a kid. Yep.
Don't call me baby. There's nothing worse than like, I mean, there's many things worse. They're like being in a fight with somebody and they're like trying to be like, baby, don't be mad. It's like, don't try to make me not be upset right now because I need to scream at you in this mall parking lot. Look at this godforsaken mess that you made me. So now the you is turned, but also the you could still be kind of talking to herself. Like, you let this happen.
Ooh.
I let this happen. You made this happen. Like, you made me this, but at the same time, I made me this by going along with it.
I got full body chills so hard that it was just like, I just like short circuited. Wow.
But also like she's become a mess because hiding things from everyone is hard. And she's blaming this relationship for why she's such a mess. And like, she can't tell anybody why she's a mess, which just makes the mess worse. You showed me colors you know I can't see with anyone else. Again, with like addiction and that kind of idea of like you experience things that you can't experience when you're sober or when you're with a partner that's like somebody you're allowed to be with. There's a certain thrill that isn't going to be there in a relationship where you don't have to hide things and where it's not a secret.
This bridge slaps.
This bridge is so good.
This song slaps.
This song, yeah. And also like the idea of him doing things to make her addicted to the relationship by like showing her all these like exciting things and then making her try to get them back once they kind of faded, and knowing that like it's kind of a one-trick pony. It's like, yeah, it's exciting at first, but like it's the same thing over and over. It doesn't stay exciting.
It's interesting how intolerated. She also says, used my best colors for your portrait.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And there's also infidelity in that song too.
Yeah. And that's like the idea of she used her best colors, the colors that he showed her. But without him, she doesn't know how to use them.
Yeah.
And again, don't call me kid, don't call me baby. Look at this idiotic fool you made me. Because now when she's starting to realize, like, I'm such an idiot. Like, I believed your promises. I believed, like, you know, a lot of times when people cheat on their spouses, they'll tell their affair partner, like, oh, I'm going to leave them for you. Like, I don't love them anymore. Like, blah, blah, blah. But then eventually when, you know, that doesn't happen, the affair partner realizes, like, shit, like, I am an idiotic fool, and you tricked me into this, and I was tricked.
Also, I know you love that fool.
I do love a fool moment. The fool, but also it's like, because the fool archetype is like the person who's allowed to speak truth, but she can't speak the truth because she can't tell anyone. So she's an idiotic fool because she has this truth and she can't share it, because if she did, nobody was going to understand it or believe her.
Right.
You taught me a secret language I can't speak with anyone else. Like, this one line just sums up the entire song.
Yeah.
Because they spoke in a way that nobody else will understand, and they can't share things because nobody else would understand what their relationship was like, because they didn't see it develop. After it ends, the way that you talk about a relationship is not the same as the way you talk about it while it's going on. So, like, nobody else is going to ever fully understand what this relationship was like besides the two of them, because nobody else experienced it while it was alive.
Yeah. And also just generally in all relationships that end, you have a specific way that you speak with your partner, and you have specific things that you say to each other, and specific jokes and whatever that you have only between the two of you.
Yeah.
That you create as the relationship goes on.
And it's like calling it a secret language. Because I feel like when you have that in a relationship, you don't be like, oh, this is our secret language. It's just like, oh, like we just have like inside jokes, whatever.
Right.
So obviously the secret of it all. In the outro, and you know damn well. So she kept the narration change of talking to the partner, and like also maybe implying her own complacency and letting the situation happen to her. But also it's like she acknowledged her anger, and now she can't put the lid back on Pandora's box. She can't go back to like the dissociation and distance from herself that she was doing in the first verses and choruses. And you know damn well, for you I would ruin myself a million little times. Like, she knows that if there was a chance, if somebody told her, like, if you keep being in pain for a million more times, then it's going to get good again. Like, she knows she would do that.
Yeah.
I don't have a discussion question because, like, I guess just the perfume thing again.
I liked that one though.
So
that was very cool.
Answer the poll.
Answer that poll.
That is it for Illicit Affairs.
Wow. Fantastic song. That's one that really stuck with me the first time I ever listened to Folklore.
Yeah, that's a 10 for me.
It's a really good one. It's a hard listen though. That's one that I absolutely cannot listen to casually.
Really?
Yeah.
I listen to it. I feel like that's not usually a skip for me if I'm listening through folklore.
Interesting. Folklore. Well, because like you said that would've, could've, should've isn't a casual listen, but I listened to that on my way to work today. But then like Illicit Affairs, I'm just like, that one,
See, would've, could've, should've is not a casual listen in the sense that I have to like stop whatever I'm doing and scream the bridge.
Oh, that makes sense. Because
Illicit Affairs is kind of like that too.
That's true. You know what? I haven't tried scream singing it in my car yet, so perhaps that'll be my homework.
That's your homework, is to be in a secret relationship and then scream sing this.
No. We've learned from our secret relationship episode.
We have.
That's
you're okay.
bad.
Put your tongue away.
Sprays myself with water. Hi, Infidelity. Okay.
My name's Jeff.
My name's Jeff. Okay. This is the 17th track on Midnight's the 3 a.m. edition.
Many songs.
Midnight's 3 a.m. edition
is 20 songs. I know.
Goes crazy, goes stupid.
It goes stupid.
17th track, this one. It was released October 21st, 2022. I'm going to start right off with some personal connections here because I stayed up until midnight to listen to this album, right? Mm-hmm. I was in the first 0.05% of listeners on Spotify.
Wow.
I have that screenshot still. And then I went to bed after the first 13 songs because that's all there was.
Because that was it.
That was the deal, Taylor. And then I woke up.
She cheated you?
She did. She said 7 more, bitch. I said, hey, what about the deal we made?
That's the thing about 3 a.m. editions.
She got no respect. I'm just kidding. I was thrilled when I woke up that there were 7 more songs. True. But at the same time, I was like, man, I was already up until like 2. Whatever.
We're just going to pull an all-nighter just in case she drops.
Oh my God.
Extra.
I can't do that again. All right. In previous Midnight's episode, I've mentioned that I sort of live blogged my first listens to each of the songs. I didn't do it for the 3 a.m. edition songs because of what I just mentioned. However, when this album first came out, I did a ranking on October 21st, and then I kept ranking it like every 2 weeks for a while. I don't know why I did that because I'm neurodivergent.
Oh, right.
And I just kept ranking them because my opinions kept changing. So like on October 21st, I ranked the song number 20. It was my least favorite song off Midnight's.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
It's wild. I think it's because I'm just tired of songs about cheating.
Fair enough.
I don't care for them because I'm so, like, hot take, I'm against cheating. Unlike the person on the playlist.
Thank you for being so brave. Unlike the person who's like, I need a boyfriend so I can cheat on him.
Cheat again. Yeah, I like, especially because this song isn't about being cheated on. It's about cheating. And I'm just like, it was like this one and Glitch. And I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, Glitch is probably my least favorite.
Glitch is now my least favorite. You can like it, and that's totally cool. And the other thing about Midnight's is I do love all of the songs genuinely, but this one's always ranked lower. So it started off as number 20, and then I re-ranked it. It was 16, and then it was 18, and then it was 19, and then it was 17. You guys don't need to know any of this information, but now you have it.
But just know that it was hip-hop, hoppity-hop.
It was hip-hop, hoppity-hopping on that bottom 5. So anyway, after researching it though for this podcast, as what typically happens, except for the song Me He He, I do appreciate the song a lot more for the lyricism is very good. This song was performed for the first time as a surprise song on the Eras Tour on April 29th, 2023 in Atlanta, Georgia. Kat and I were together that day.
We were, and nobody was surprised.
No one was surprised.
It's like, oh my God, I wonder what surprise song is going to be on April 29th, the date that she specifically mentions in the song.
Well,
when I found out that April 29th was a Monday, I got so excited. And then today, Abby texted me and she goes, wait, are we doing High Infidelity because the episode comes out on April 29th? And I was like, I can't believe you exposed me like that. All I can think of is the TikTok sound right now. That's Jake Shane going, is the LA Marathon the same length as Boston Marathon? And then the person goes, all marathons are the same length. It's common sense, I fear.
I don't know what I was thinking. I'm not
it's
thinking.
Fine. It's like we're recording the episodes out of order, which is confusing.
Yes. So. Yeah, because the next episode we're recording comes out before this one. So I was just really confused. And then I was like, when does this one come out? Oh, April 29th. Oh, shit. It's almost as if. But whatever. So anyway.
What if I told you none of it was accidental?
And the first. So.
29th.
Oh, gosh.
All right, I'll stop being annoying now.
It's all good.
I take it back.
Can't stop, won't stop being annoying. Never stop, never stopping.
It's my favorite hobby. Really good at it. Could make it a profession. Professional annoyance.
All right. This song was written alongside Would've, Could've, Should've with Aaron Dessner after the 2021 Grammy Awards.
Yikes.
Yikes. Imagine that day.
What the fuck? Were they drinking Gaslight wine? Gaslight Rosé, whatever the...
I don't know, man.
From You're Losing Me session?
It must have been. Okay. I'm going to go over this once so we can get it out of the way, because if I don't say it, people are going to be like, what? So I'm going to say now. People think this song is about a certain DJ that Taylor dated at some point. And the reason why people think this is because there's a lot of music references in this song, and also because this particular DJ apparently had a song come out on April 29th.
Was it This Is What You Came For?
Yeah.
Oh, which is...
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm mentioning that now because if I didn't, then people would tell me that I needed to. So I'm saying it. But we don't talk about speculation on this podcast because men are irrelevant and Taylor Swift is forever.
And
that's the tea.
Yesterday when we were getting our matching tattoos, or not matching, I don't know how to refer to them. Matching, whatever. When I sat down and like had the tattoo artist like position my arm, I was hunched over. So then I had to sit hunched over for the whole tattoo.
No.
And then like she'd stop and I'd be like, okay, let me just sit up straight. And then back to the hunch.
And meanwhile, I just had to like sit so freaking still, and Kat kept making me laugh.
I'm so sorry that I'm just so funny.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that Kat and I, we just get the gigs like every time we see each other. So it's rough out here. It's brutal out here. All right. A lot of this first verse, man, I've got a lot of notes. And then it lightens up after that. But this song starts with lock broken, slur spoken. Can you believe he called her a slur? No, I'm kidding. That's not what it means. That's not what it means. To me, and you might have a different interpretation, but to me, it almost seems like she's breaking into this place after like drinking, like she's drunk, stumbling home, slurring her words.
Like you changed the locks and she's just breaking back in anyways.
Yeah. That's how I interpret it. I'm open to other interpretations.
Just walked right in and just was like,
hello. Just called him a slur. So back to this very super serious song. A broken lock could also represent loss of security and trust in the relationship. So if we're going metaphorical.
Oh, we're going metaphorical.
Oh, we got metaphors for days.
Oh, metaphors? Meta fives, man.
That was bad. Bad, Kat. Bad. I'm spraying you with the water bottle.
Another visual bit.
Anyway.
Look at us. Look at this godforsaken mess that you made me.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Wound open. So in Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda, which coincidentally she wrote at the same time. She says, the wound won't clothes. Clothes. The wound won't clothes.
They can't clothes it.
They can't clothes it. The wound won't close. And then also in Hits Different, which is a track on Midnights, Why the Wound is Still Bleeding. So we got a lot of talk of wounds. I don't really have another note on that, honestly.
We're wounded. I was just thinking about myself because tattoos, our wounds are open.
Yeah, no, we're for real wounded right now. Game token. So a game token is used when you want to play a game at like an arcade.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes, enter token to keep playing. And so you do. For those of you who've never been to an arcade.
For the anti-arcadists out there.
She compares love to a game quite a bit. To also talk about Dear John, there's a line about games.
Played in your chess game, but you change the rules every day.
Yes, that one. But also, and I think we mentioned in that one all the time, she talks about love being a game. In Mastermind, she obviously talks about love being a game, which is also on Midnights.
I want to be your end game.
Want to be your end game. And so she's basically saying that she keeps playing him. She keeps playing this game. I didn't know you were keeping count.
That line hurts so much.
It hurts so much for him.
Well, no, I think it hurts her too, of like the idea of like in a relationship, you shouldn't be keeping count of like, oh, I got dinner and then you got dinner. Like it should be a equal exchange of things. But like the idea of them being like, you owe me. And it's like, I didn't know that we were keeping tallies of things.
Oh, interesting.
That's how I always interpreted it, of like when you get in a fight with someone and they're like, here's all the things that I do for you. And it's like, why do you have that list ready to go? Like, why are you constantly thinking of all the things that you're doing for me? Like you're going out of your way for all this stuff.
That's so wild. I always interpreted it so differently. It's like she has these game tokens. She keeps basically taking advantage of him and playing this game. And she didn't realize that like he was keeping count of all the times that she wronged him because she was oblivious to it and not paying attention.
Also, I think about like how game tokens, like you have to buy the game tokens before you play. So it's like there's already a cache of them, but like you don't think of them the same way that you think of money because it's like they're a game token. It's not
true
a quarter.
There's a couple of other songs that Taylor sings where she talks about this kind of. Honestly, baby, who's counting from So It Goes? What's the point of keeping score from Hoax? And no more keeping score now. I just keep you warm from Long Story Short.
Mm-hmm.
So she does talk about this idea a little bit. But those are different because she's still oblivious to keeping count, keeping score. Whereas this one, like the partner's keeping score. I don't know, man. All right. Rain soaking. So it makes me think of just like the rain, which, in Clean, rain came pouring down. When I was drowning, that's when I could finally breathe. But also rain and storming and all of that represents like cloudy days are coming, bad things. The rain is soaking in. So it's leaving an impression. It's leaving you like heavier. It's leaving you.
I always think of it also as like they're leaving like their relationship metaphorically like outside and not like it's locked out and it's getting soaked in the rain because like you forgot it out there.
Oh,
you didn't care about it that much.
Interesting. There's also Midnight Rain.
True.
She talks about rain sometimes.
It's raining men,
I feel like these notes are disjointed. God, I hope it doesn't rain men. Can it rain women instead? I'm having a bit of a delay today.
Maybe it can rain cats and dogs instead.
Are you one of the cats?
I don't want to fall from the sky. I'm afraid of heights.
What if Spear was with you?
I don't want her to get hurt.
It's raining cat and dog,
Oh,
and they
no.
both don't want to be there. Anyway. So,
welcome to Overthinkers Anonymous. Is that name weird? I don't know.
Wait, we literally. Oh gosh. Okay.
All right, stop thinking. Brain empty.
Brain empty. Blind hoping. That's the next line. Blind hoping. And I literally, my note is just blind faith from False God. Yes, that song.
That's right. That's it. We haven't even started drinking yet.
No, I know. I just have my green tea over here. You said I was freeloading. My note is sorry, but literally how? Like I know I have a serious interpretation as well, but the concept of Taylor Swift freeloading.
I know.
Like, who do you think you are, partner?
Who do you think you're Woody? Bitch, you're not even Buzz.
It's like gender neutral. Okay, because like her songs, it could be about her personal life or not. We say that every time, but I always keep things gender neutral unless she's like specifically been like, this is about a dude, which happens very rarely.
I'm looking up really quick. I didn't just randomly get my phone. I want to know when Bleachella was.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Was that April 29th?
It's There's a lot of speculation happening.
No, it was right after Bleachella.
Gotcha. You said I was freeloading. I didn't know you were keeping count. It's very similar to like the game token. Like I didn't know that you were keeping track of how many times, you bought dinner versus me bought dinner sort of thing. That's where freeloading can come in. I just find the concept so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Of Taylor Swift.
Because also I think of it like
Freeloading.
from an emotional standpoint too, of like if one person in a relationship is doing all the like romantic gestures and like cooking dinner or like, doing cute things, like then but then they keep track of it. Like it's weird to be like, I do all these things for you. Like I sometimes do your dishes. Like that's not, if you're doing it so that you can have evidence for being a good partner, then you're not doing it for the right reasons.
Right. Then we get into the chorus, high infidelity. One of the notes that I wrote in one of my rankings was that it kind of sounds like hi infidelity, like hello.
I thought that when you introed the song too.
Exactly. Hi. Hello infidelity, my old friend.
Hello infidelity, my old friend.
But alternate interpretations of this. Apparently it's a play on high fidelity, which is called hi-fi, I think. Describes the highest quality of sound. There's also a movie called High Fidelity about a character whose girlfriend left them, and then they also own a record store, which she's just about to mention records. And there's also, I guess, a remake starring Zoe Kravitz, who is a credited writer on Lavender Haze. I don't know. That was genius. Genius said that. Also, high crime is the most severe form of that crime, and cheating is a very severe way to break trust. So it's like high infidelity. Emotions are high. Crime is high. Hi, what's up?
Cynthia. She died for our Cynthia.
Why is that literally me? If you haven't seen that scene in 22 Jump Street, also we open this with My Name Jeff, which is also from 22 Jump Street.
Do we need to watch that before?
I think
Tortured Poets?
I don't know if we have time. We start the live stream and we're just,
We're just like, sorry guys,
22
we're just
Street.
finishing up 22 Jump Street real quick.
You guys get it. All right.
And then nobody will get the bit until this episode comes out a week and a half later.
Oh man. Okay.
We're so funny to ourselves.
So funny. So put your records on and regret me. It goes along with the hi-fi thing. But also she has various songs about listening to music. Like, I don't have to pretend I like acid rock from Now That We Don't Talk, and
some indie record that's much cooler than mine.
that one. Also, and I Bet You Think About Me. I literally just wrote whatever the line is, and I bet you think about me. It's he's got
stupid indie music concerts every week.
Yeah, something about his music, right? Or their music, whichever. For Regret Me, I just wrote Daisy Jones and the Six, anyone? I started listening to that album again.
Oh, it's so good. That's one of my favorite like summer albums.
It's very good. If you haven't watched Daisy Jones and the Six or listened to the album, go do that. It's great.
And then also listen to the audiobook of it, because that's one of my favorite audiobooks, because they got different voice actors for every character's point of view.
Yeah.
So it also makes it really easy to keep track of things.
It's very good. I listened to the audiobook and I didn't read it, and I loved it so much. It was great.
It's big slay.
And the show is great too.
So well made.
So for Put On Your Records and Regret Me, it just like reminds me of post breakup listening to really sad, angsty music to just drown it out or like focus on it or just have some sort of cathartic release, which is a mood for me personally.
And then but she's kind of making fun of him for just like, oh, put your records on and regret meeting me. Like,
I didn't read it that way. I always read it very sincere. So interesting. I don't know. The tone of this, I just can't really capture what she's feeling, because she's like knows what she's doing and that it's wrong, but she's very casual about it.
Yeah.
Interesting. I bent the truth too far tonight. I was dancing around it. So dancing around the truth is an expression. Hello, English. I know English sometimes.
Most times, same.
It's like to dance around something means you're not really giving answers. You're giving vague answers. You're going around it. You're not answering the direct question. It could also mean literal dancing with someone and bending the rules of being faithful, basically. Because you know how sometimes in movies dances get sexy? Hasn't happened to me, but not the way I dance. Put on your headphones and burn my city, which kind of sounds like burn my CD. Which goes along with the records thing. I don't know. I read that once when the music came out. When the song came out on Reddit, someone said it sounded like Burn My CD. I never heard it that way, but now I can't unhear it.
I think that's interesting.
Like, don't even buy my CD, pirate it.
You're thinking that this dude illegally downloaded the album and burned it onto a CD?
Yeah.
You're not thinking like fire?
Oh. I guess there's also that.
It's like when like an artist does something wrong and they're like, I'm gonna burn the CDs, and it's like, it doesn't matter. Like you already bought it. They already have the money.
CDs have a really high melting point, I'd imagine. Do they even melt? Let's not try it.
Have you saw me look over to the midnight CD that's over there?
The Aries.
I'm like, I have
just like,
8.
don't do it. We're not burning any Taylor Swift CDs here. So the next line, your picket fence is sharp as knives. First of all, I love this line so much.
So good.
So good. Picket fences typically represent suburban American dream shit. It's very, if you guys have ever seen Little Shop of Horrors, I just wrote, it's somewhere that's green core. Brought that up because I played Audrey in Little Shop of Horrors. So
I saw it. It was good.
It lives in my head rent free. She's dancing around the picket fence because it's sharp as knives. And so like this American dream, the supposedly good thing, is causing her anxiety. She has to avoid things. Kind of like if there's a bunch of lasers and you have to like dance around the lasers.
I also think of it as like she's dancing around like being fenced in and being trapped in this relationship that is this like perfect exterior.
Oh, Yeah, that also makes sense. This is great.
We're having such a good time over
Having
here.
such a good time. Midnight's also talks a lot about like this picket fence idea. All they keep asking me is if I'm going to be your bride from Lavender Haze, full of cages, full of fences, pageant queens, and big pretenders. He wanted a bride. I was making my own name. All that's from Midnight Rain. Then we get into the refrain. Do you really want to know where I was April 29th? I have so many comments on just this one that says this, also this, because there's so many things. So, 1, this line became a popular TikTok sound. You guys probably heard it.
I'm sure it will once again on April 29th.
I'm sure it will. Also, April 29th is apparently International Dance Day.
She was dancing around it.
She was dancing around it. Everyone take a moment, take a little dance if you're listening
Dancing
to this on
with
April
her hands
29th.
tied. Do a little dancey dance.
And I wrote also.
Wait, oh, and
What?
give him something to dance to.
No, Kat. We went so long without you doing that to me.
I know, I've been thinking about when I could bring it back.
All right, on International Dance Day, I will. I forgot about the dog.
I forgot about the dog break. The bark break.
The
if you
bark
will.
break. Oh gosh. Wow.
Casey Spears' bed is like up there. Okay.
I'm glad we had our little dance break there. I hope you guys also danced. If you didn't dance, rewind and dance.
Yeah,
Okay.
and if you're like in public and you're like, oh my God, it'd be so embarrassing when I started dancing, do it anyways.
It's International Dance Day.
Fuck the social anxiety.
And if it's not International Dance Day when you're listening to this, do
then
it
can
anyway.
be in your heart.
It's a state of mind. Also, I wrote also JFC, but in Tolerate It, while you were out building other worlds, where was I? So, I don't know. Both are asking where she was.
And it's also like that idea of she's been dancing around the truth of things, and she's just like, you know, he calls her out to be like, oh, like, why are you're dancing around stuff? Like, I want the truth. It's like, you can't handle the truth. Like, do you really want to know?
Do you really? Do
Like,
you? You already kind of know.
Should we just end things, or do you need to know everything?
Yeah, like, do I really have to chart the constellations in his eyes is the next line, which also, what?
If somebody was breaking up with me and they were like, ooh, and I'm like, did you cheat on me? And they're like, do you really want to know? Do you really want to hear about his eyes? And I'd be like, you know what? Fuck you.
No, for real. What a dick.
Like, this is a dick move, Taylor.
Dick move. But also, this line is amazing.
It's so
like,
good.
I gotta give it to him. Credit where credit is due. Charting constellations historically was used to navigate. So she's saying, you're asking me where I was. Do I honestly have to explain to you that I was with him? Because she's like charting the that's where she was. She was charting the constellations.
I like that you fucked up and then you were like, I'm following through.
I'm committing.
Bit committed.
Cartographers. Carting the constellation.
So close.
Anyway, they make maps, which also navigates. That's the connection. Thank you. I'm glad you went on that journey with me.
I was there. You had the map.
I had the map. I'm the map.
I literally was thinking the same thing, and I was like, I'm not going to do it.
And then I did.
Well, because you're allowed to derail stuff during your song.
That's true.
I've hit my derailments.
Wow.
I was keeping count.
Also, there's a common expression, stars in your eyes, stars in my eyes, whatever. All around this lyric slaps. And is a dick move. All right. So verse 2 starts with storm coming, good husband, bad omen. My first note is, it's like rain on your wedding day.
Free ride.
Which is ironic, by Alanis Morissette. Also, I wrote, honey, you've got a big storm coming. I mean,
Fair enough.
all right. So this is referencing getting cold feet on their wedding day. She's saying the storm is coming, and she's convinced that that's a bad omen, and so she's basically dragging her own feet down the aisle. That's the next line. Dragged my feet right down the aisle. It's very Champagne Problems core, honestly. So my interpretation is that in this verse, she's saying, by doing this, by telling you this, I'm saving us a future where we're both unhappy, where I drag my feet down the aisle, all that stuff.
You'd be a good husband, but I wouldn't be a good wife.
Right. At the house lonely, good money. So she mentions a similar idea in Dear Reader, which is another Midnight's 3 a.m. track. If you knew where I was walking to a house, not a home, all alone because nobody's there. And that song is also about being imperfect and like never take advice from someone who's falling apart. Like, yeah, she's famous and she has money, but this is what it cost her. Like, she's alone. And then the next line, I'd pay if you just know me. There was another song that you covered where like the last lyric followed into the next lyric, and then it was like two words that could be in the previous lyric or apply to the next lyric. I don't remember which song it was.
I feel like it was New Year's Day.
Oh, it was. It absolutely was.
I think it was the and or the but.
There was another episode where we talked about it, and because when I was originally breaking this down, at the house, lonely, good money, I was thinking about what I just said. We're like, she's got the money, she's got the fame, but she's alone. And then the next line is, I'd pay if you just know me. Another little grammatical invisible string nightmare moment, because she's saying, good money I'd pay if you just know me, which isn't grammatically right.
Yeah.
But she's saying that I would pay good money for you to know who I am, because she doesn't let him even see who she is.
It also makes me think of like, when somebody dates Taylor Swift, their net worth skyrockets. So it's like, she's saying, I would rather like pay for everything and have you actually know me than like we have an equal, balance of things and you're just taking advantage of like my fame and fortune.
It's almost like they're dating Taylor Swift, global pop star and Times Person of the Year.
And not Taylor Swift, girly pop from Pennsylvania.
I'm sure she doesn't go by Taylor Swift in her daily life.
No, she goes by Tay-Tay. T-Swizzle.
She definitely goes by T-Swizzle. The concept of her partner not really knowing her is also a common theme. So, for example, in Mirrorball, that is all about just like, you don't really know the real me because I'm always just projecting whatever you want to see. And in All Too Well, she's just a sparkling jewel that reflects on him. But there was that desire for him to know her. Seemed like the right thing at the time. Similar to your perfume note, was it that the infidelity seemed like the right thing? Breaking up seemed like the right thing? Telling him about the infidelity seemed like the right thing? Hiding herself from him seemed like the right thing? Like, there's a lot of things.
I always saw the line as like, being with him seemed like the right thing, but like the reality and the behind the scenes of it was that it wasn't.
Oh, so like being with the affair or the
being with
partner?
The person that she cheated on, like seemed like
a good idea at the time.
Like the right thing for her image or for her career, but then it wasn't the right thing for her personally.
Yeah. Yeah. Either way, she's reflecting on it now and being like, I chose poorly.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my actions.
Then we get into my literal Roman Empire. I think about this lyric all the time. There's many different ways that you can kill the one you love. The slowest way is never loving them enough. Wow. Also, it dies and it dies and it dies a million different times.
It really parallels like Illicit Affairs of like just doing enough to like keep the person hooked, but like not loving them the way that they deserve. Ouch.
It's a big ouch. That line is fantastic. Do you really want to know where I was April 29th? Do I really have to tell you how he brought me back to life? Dick move. That is so, ooh. Ow. If anyone said that to me, I'd be like, get out.
Be like, well, who killed you? Wasn't me.
Well, but she just talked about being killed.
Yeah.
So like, so she was also killed dead and then she was brought back to life. I don't know. But one thing that I thought was really interesting was that the way she describes her affair or this other person is so romantic and poetic as opposed to the fractured, tragic statements that she makes about her partner.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't even have complete sentences when she talks about him.
These things.
Yeah. And then this is like, he brought me back to life. Ow. God.
He put connective words in my sentences again.
Gave me them prepositions, baby.
He gave me pronouns all day long.
Then the rest of the lyrics are all repeats. The song ends with, I didn't know you were keeping count, but oh, you were keeping count. So it just confirms that, yes, he did in fact know where she was, how many times she left, all the things that she did. And then I made the connection to, Mastermind, when she says you knew the entire time.
Ooh. Ooh.
I know.
Oh, no.
I know. I'm sorry. And on that note, I have a fun discussion question. Where were you on April 29th? Everyone, unless you're driving or unable to check your phone right now.
Where are you right now?
Where are you right now?
Where are you?
Where are you right now?
I'm so sorry.
Look up April 29th in your photos, and then let's see what comes up.
We went out.
Oh my gosh, last year because we were together.
Well, yeah, I can't say what we're doing this year on April 29th because it's April 18th.
It hasn't happened yet. We did. We went to a bar and saw one of your coworkers perform.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Other things that I have on April 29th. A picture of Hillary Duff. She's always relevant.
She's always relevant. What else do I have? Oh, my God. Wait. Oh, yeah. April 29th, 2017, I committed a slight crime. It's not a crime to steal a bike rack if it's not bolted down. We all know this. I mean, what the fuck is the point of it's a bike rack that's not bolted down? Anyway, so I was really drunk in college, and I walked with one of my friends to a convenience store for her to buy beer. And I was sitting outside, and there was just a bike rack that was just like a bar, and it was not bolted down. I don't know where it came from. I don't even know if it belonged to the establishment or if another drunk person took it from somewhere else and then brought it there. And I was like, LOL, look at it, it's not bolted down. And then my, at the time, friend was just like, you should take it. And I was like, what? And she was like, I dare you to take it. And I was like, well, I'm not a pussy. So then I had to walk down Main Street, New Paltz with a metal bike rack over my shoulder. And then I just left it at my friend's house.
Amazing. Amazing story. And there's a picture of that in April 29th.
There's a picture. Maybe that'll be posted. I had purple short hair.
It was a vibe. That was a vibe that you were in.
My hint song is National Anthem by Lana Del Rey.
And mine is Falling For You by Colby Calais.
Bop.
We rhyme.
And we slay.
Also, my phone did not want to write Colby Calais. It wrote Colony Caillou at first. And I had to change it.
As you do.
So anyway, that's that.
That's
on
all,
cheating.
folks.
So don't do it.
Cheating. No.
Don't do it. Don't
We're
cheat.
wagging our fingers.
If you're thinking about it, maybe one of you is thinking about it right now.
Just break up.
Just break up with them. Hurts them less.
Yeah. And
Anyway.
also, then you don't have to feel the guilt of doing something bad.
I love how we're dropping some serious truth bombs here at the end.
They're like, and in case you didn't know, don't cheat.
Because it kind of doesn't feel good.
I wouldn't know. Nor would you.
No, I mean, like getting cheated on doesn't feel good.
No, it sucks and it destroys you for years.
So don't do it. I can't believe we're ending like that. All right.
On a happier note, almost May flowers.
Woohoo, May flowers. On a even a happier note, Shakespeare is so cute. Shakespeare Cat's dog, not William Shakespeare. He's fine. He's dead.
Oh, what you mean? Okay. So if you're listening to this still, then give us a rating wherever you're listening. Give us 5 stars, please, or else we'll be sad about it. And if you're listening on Apple, then you can leave a little comment. And if you do, we see all of them, and we always screenshot it, and send it back and forth, and go, oh my God.
That's true.
We also do that if people DM us. So if you have thoughts about anything, send us a DM, and we, even if only one of us responds, both of us saw it.
Yes, absolutely. We love it so much. So if you want to give us a follow, we are at Swiftlore Pod on Instagram.
And at Swiftlore Pod on TikTok.
And on that note,
Crispy high five.
Crispy high five.
Oh, that was crisp. All right.
Bye. Not
again.
Not the Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk 2 Electric Boogaloo. This is what Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 is about. Because it happened twice. Nope.
I'm just trying not to slurp into the microphone because that's how I usually drink tea when I'm alone. Exactly. That's what I was trying to avoid. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even talk about going to see Olivia Rodrigo. Did I?
No, you haven't even told me about it.
Tortured Poets just became the most pre-sold album countdown page in Spotify history. I think that's only been a feature for like a couple months. So like it's a flex, but not that big of one. Anyways.
I would also like to point out that right now, Kat looks very Rep TV tailored. Well, actually not Rep TV, but you know.
Just Rep.
Just Rep.
Maybe Rep TV, if we ever get it.
That's true. If Rep TV is out already, then definitely that.
All the theories about the one. Or the two, or whatever. People think there's going to be a surprise edition that's longer. It's irrelevant of us talking about it because...
Exactly.
Because we don't know anything.
We don't know a single thing. Honey, you've got a big storm coming.